Welcome. I'm Shane Stewart with RougherTV, along with the new head coach of the Muskogee Roughers, Rafe Watkins. Rafe, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, something maybe everybody's been asking.
Okay, well, I'm Rafe Watkins, and I'm coming to you from Guthrie High School, which I've been there for 13 years. I've been coaching 21 years altogether. I guess 23 if you count my couple of years that I was getting my master's and coaching at Northwestern in Alva. And then I've been in the high school ranks for 21 years, and I've had stops at Alva, Oklahoma, and Guyman for a year, and then Enid, Oklahoma, and then I've been at Guthrie for the last 13. And my wife, she's in education, and I've got two kids. Ashley, she's 19, and she's going to nursing school at Northwestern in Alva. And then I've got a son, Hunter, who's a sophomore, and he'll be coming over here for spring ball and then, of course, for next year. But right now he's going to finish up through EOI testing and stuff there at Guthrie.
Oh, good. So if you were to, your greatest accomplishment, I want to hear your personal, as a outsider of a Muskogee Roughers looking in at you, it's the state championship, but I was really curious what it is to you, your greatest accomplishment.
Well, probably the last stint, it was at Guthrie, and up to Guthrie, I had about a 500 record, and then went to Guthrie, and it was I think it was a diamond in the rough, like I see Muskogee. I went in there 13 years ago, and they hadn't been to the playoffs in 12 years. The first year we went to the playoffs, we were 8-3, but we beat Carl Albert. That was kind of our signature win, and Carl Albert had won 4 state championships in a row. They won it again that year, but we did beat them, and it let our kids realize that we can play with anybody. It was just that signature win. The next year we went 12-2, and we're state champions. We beat Booker T in the finals with the Robert Meacham and Felix Jones. Those guys have had pretty good pro careers and probably had no business beating them, but our kids believed in our program and got after it, and we beat them 16-13 for our first state title in 2002. And I guess it's kind of like your first love. That was the big one. That's always, I think, back to my fondest when we've been blessed to have 3 other state championships, and we had the 2011, 2013 just this year, and then 2007 was probably one of the best teams ever to come through Oklahoma, and it was special. But that first one in 2002 was probably our crowning jewel. That was the most exciting.
Like
but I
first baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Come to Muskogee, that I just see it. It's just a bigger version of Guthrie, and I see it's a community. And talking with the boys this morning and seeing the excitement in their eyes, that I just really think we can turn it into a wonderful place if they're willing to buy in. But I'm going to have my parent meetings tomorrow night and booster club meeting, and like I told Guthrie when I first got there, it's not just me. It's not a coaching staff. It's not a booster club or the parents. It is an entire community. So the entire community of Muskogee, we've got to go in to do this. You've always heard the saying, it takes a village. This is going to be the perfect case. It's going to take a village to get this where it needs to be. And I don't think it's far away. It's not as far as it was when I got to Guthrie, but we're close, and I think good things are going to happen.
I can guess your long-term goal, so I won't even, or your short-term goal, won't even ask. So
short-term goal is to beat McAllister.
Okay.
That game 1 is the most important.
Looking
you can't
right.
win them all if you don't win the first one. And it's ironic that that's the last game I played at Guthrie. Was we beat McAllister for the state championship there, and at 51-21. And I told the boys this morning that we have a plan to beat them, and we're planning on doing that. I look forward to that game 1. Coach Pratt's a dear friend of mine, and you always like playing against your friends because it's even more competitive then. And so the main thing for us right now is to get better each and every week during the off season, through the summer, and then next year get ready for McAllister game 1.
If one of your former players was sitting here with us and I said, describe Coach Watkins to us, what do you think they would, how would they
depends on the player. How many times did he have to run for being tardy or late, or was he the guy that was there every day? But no, I think if you ask any of them, ones that had great relations with me or ones that, just played for me. I think everyone would say that he's probably the most competitive guy that you've ever been around. Genuinely, I'm going to help any kid out. I was telling somebody earlier today, I told those boys, I said, there's no use in saying that you don't have a ride, because my pickup has 128,000 miles on it, about 50,000 of it's taxiing kids around.
Yeah.
So we're going to get them here. I think that they'd tell you I was caring for them, and I'll always be in their corner, and they're family. Our team is going to be a family, and I think that that's what they'd show, and they're going to show that we've got probably the most undying, again, love to win than anybody that they'll be around.
So Muskogee has pretty rich history. I'm a studier of that from 1910 for the first state championship, and I can't remember the exact number of how many it is now, but quite a few. We're all ready for one.
1986 since the last one. That's the year I graduated high school, and that's way too long.
Yeah, it is way too long. I was in junior high. I can remember I played for Ron Freeman right after that. But yeah, so we're ready, and couldn't wait to see you in green. So I took a picture of you off the internet, photoshopped you, and
my daughter sent that to me. She sent and said, "Dad, they already got you in green." It was some show from when was it there at Guthrie with blue on, and you photoshopped the green. And she said, "Dad, you look good in green." I said, "Well, thank you, sweetheart."
Well,
I said,
that was my question. So how do you feel like you look in green?
I don't know how I look in green. I don't know how I look in any of that, but it's good to be here, and I am proud to be a Rougher, and my family's excited to get over here. Again, it's just I had so many people ask me why. Why do you leave the place that you've got turned into basically a dynasty? Because if you win 4 and 13, it's actually 4 and 12 years, you know, there's just times, and we have still talent there. Thank goodness last night they hired my defensive coordinator, so things are going to continue to keep going the way they were. But you also got to look for challenges, and I know through the years and knowing what Coach Lancaster and Coach Hennessy have been able to do over here, and of course that was when having to go against the true big boys. Now that they've made the 6A playing field a little bit more even, and you're playing people your own size, it's just very difficult. And I'm on the 5A advisory board for the state, and you know, a lot of people was wondering why do they need to split up 6A, just get better? Well, it's easier to say just get better, but then until you've been through it, and I hadn't been through it, not coaching there, but I could also sympathize. It just takes simple physics to understand that if you got 1,500 kids going up against 4,500 kids, it's not fair. It's just not. So now that we are into that 6A2 division, I think that there's just a set number of teams that obviously all 16 teams have a chance to win it. But year in and year out, Muskogee should be right there in the mix of it.
Yeah, we're excited about being there.
I would imagine.
And having you here also. The building the interest in the program again with the kids, the student athletes, the younger kids, you know, the elementary kids, community members. Do you have anything you're planning on doing, or I mean, is this just a, you know, jump on board and you know?
Well, right now I've just hit my wheels are spinning, getting to know everybody. I got in town yesterday, started today, and you know, met with the boys, and that's the first thing you got to get going is the boys. And I think there was a lot of excitement in the room. We probably had about 120 young men. Obviously, there's probably 20 or 30 that was in there getting out of class and that have no business being in there. They're not going to come out. There will probably be another 10 or 12 that once we truly do start, that will end up deciding it's too difficult. Because if it was easy, if football was easy, you'd have 400 kids out there from a school this size, but it's not, and it's not for everybody. But the ones that's going to stick around and stuff will be champions. But the first thing is I want to get with the community. You know, I know that Muskogee is an athletic town. We've got to get that excitement back into it. I know that they said that talking with some of the other coaches and the people around the system already that our attendance has dwindled a little bit, and we all know it comes down to winning. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out if you win, people's going to show up. Well, I hope that we're going to put a good product out there, win or lose, where kids are going to play hard and it's going to be fun to watch, and we hope that they come and support us. I mean, I've said before, first Booster Club meeting tomorrow night, I'm going to tell them the same thing I did 13 years ago at Guthrie, is it's not just a coach, it's not just a group of coaches, it's not just a parents group or Booster Club, it is the community of Muskogee that's going to make this program. It's going to be everybody's gold ball when we hoist that thing someday. And I know that at Guthrie that the town took great pride in that, and they feel like they have ownership in all 4 of those championships as well, and I want that to be the same thing here.
Great. Your favorite coach, somebody that's led you into coaching or just inspired you?
I tell you, my favorite, I think, and I talked to him for probably 30 minutes yesterday driving down here because he's one of my best friends. We fish together and stuff, and people can't believe how good friends we are because we're the biggest rivals at all. But Gary Rose at Carl Albert probably has made me a better coach than I could have ever been. I've had guys that's coached me that I admire, you know, Coach Lohman, my defensive coordinator in college, that I know Coach Heath thinks a lot of as well. I probably learned as much football from him as anybody, but Coach Rose at Carl Albert has made me a better coach. You know, I admired him for what he was able to do, and we knew getting into 5A that was the team. We were very blessed to be 9-4 against him in 13 years and won the same amount of titles during that run as he did. But I told him yesterday, I truly mean that, he made me and my staff, his staff, made us better coaches and made us a better team by following them and chasing them. You know, I hope that we are someday here at Muskogee the ones to shoot 4 and 6A too, that they're saying we want to be like Muskogee. And that's what our hope is.
Well, to finish this off with a little bit of fun here, I've got what I call a 2-minute drill, and I'm going to give you 2 words, you pick one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Book or movie?
Movie.
Grilled or crispy?
Grilled.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Green or white?
Green.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Morning or night?
Defense wins championships, so I got to cheat.
You got me. All right. Morning or night?
Morning person.
Morning person. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. Morning person. College football or NFL?
College.
College. And here's one. Well, one more. Turf or grass?
Turf.
Turf. And then here's the final one. It's 4th down. You're on the 3-yard line. 3 minutes left. You're up by 2. Do you go for the field goal or go for it?
We're field goal on it.
Field goal.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, yeah, it's been a pleasure, and everybody's going to be excited to watch you this season. The parent meeting is tomorrow night at the Muskogee High cafeteria. I believe it starts at 5:30. It will be posted on the bottom of your screen. And be prepared to see Coach on the sideline and here at the high school on TV.
And we will have a booster club meeting following that, so we're hoping that the parents meeting goes well, that they want to stick around and join booster club afterwards, so it'll be at 5:30 and at 6:30.
All right. So bring your pen so you can sign up for the booster club also. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.